Good morning. Dad's spraying beans today. He got the sprayer out. So this is our post-emerge herbicide pass. And we use a really good pre-emerge. The fields are pretty clean. There's some grass coming in some spots and stuff. So we're using glyphosate, Roundup, generic Roundup. That's our main product going in the tank. We've got our water conditioner and a surfactant going in with that. And then the only other thing we're putting in right now is some clethodim. Clethodim kills grasses. And you would say, why are you putting that in if you have Roundup to kill the grasses? Because all the volunteer corn out there is Roundup ready. And the Roundup won't kill it. And so we add clethodim to kill the volunteer corn. So that's what he's doing. We're going to let him do it. I'm going to run up to the irrigated field. We're going to check on our rain machine, see where it's at, how it's doing, make sure everything looks good. And then I think I'm going to run to town and grab some RV antifreeze. All right, we are up here at the irrigation field. And this is really the first chance since we were messing with my irrigation pump the other day that I've had to come up here and sort of look at stuff a little closer. I wanted to test some electrical stuff. Now, somebody left me a comment. I don't know if that was on a YouTube video, probably a YouTube video, telling me how I shouldn't even open the panel to flip the tripped breaker because I might electrocute myself because electricity is dangerous. You should stop watching right now. I not only opened the outside cover, I took the cover off of a live panel so that I could look at some stuff a little bit more. And I think we have an issue from the power company here, to be quite honest. And I'm going to do my best to show you why. Alright, so we're going to start off with some voltage testing. So this is a three-phase 230 volt panel, right? We've got three-phase power coming in from the power line there, comes into our meter here, and then up into our breaker panel. The big wires on the top, those are the feed wires. Obviously you can see the three main lugs through there. We've got our neutral, I believe we call this a neutral, over here. Maybe we call it a ground. Either way, it's right there, grounded out of that box. Anyway, somebody's calling me. Hold on, don't need that. I'm going to test the voltage from here to each of our hot wires. We'll start with the black wire. 125. Perfect. We'll go to the yellow wire. 125. Perfect. Now the red wire. Tell me if this is weird. 207. Now, I'm not a three-phase wiring expert, but one of our phases has almost double the voltage, not quite double, than the other two. Also happens to be the one that breaker for that chemical injection pump was on. Because if I test the voltage here, which that little 20 amp breaker feeds the base station, 125. The bottom one here feeds our fan on our enclosure on the other side, 125. This one here, where I moved that breaker to, 125. But that one deep down in there, 200 and something. 206. We were feeding over 200 volts through a 110 plug to my motor. No wonder it was tripping a breaker out. Okay, so now let's do some amperage testing. So we clip this around each individual leg of our wires going to the VFD, which then goes to the well, and it tells us how many amps each leg is pulling. So the yellow wire, we're pulling 72.6, 0.7, 72. Let's see if I can get on the red wire. Okay, I went black wire first because that was the other normal voltage. We're at 49. So we've got, what's that? Almost 30 less amps, which doesn't seem good. And then we'll go to the red. And we're down at 30. Our well motor is pulling very uneven amp draw. Now I don't know if the VFD would even that stuff out at all. I'd have to go on the other side and test the wires coming off of that to know for sure. According to the paper that I've got on the well motor, 25 horse submersible well motor, it should be pulling like 67 amps. But only one leg is close to that. I'm not sure what's going on here. But that pump, after I moved the breaker, this is the breaker for that outlet that runs the injection pump. I moved it from the high voltage phase down to a normal voltage phase, and it's running just fine. Guess I don't need a new pump. Too late, I already ordered it. So here's our VFD. The wires I'm on this side, the L1, 2, and 3, those are coming out of that panel. There's our 74 leg. There's our 30 leg, 28 and a half. Then there's our 48, 49 leg, 50. Here's the wires coming out going to the well. Look at this. 65. Red. 65. Black. Oh, it's off. It just shut it off. Must be on a lane or something. The machine's turning. It's over there somewhere. I'll have to wait till it kicks the well back on. I don't know where it's at exactly. It's on the other side of that barn or the trees or... Oh yeah, right there. We'll walk over there in a minute, but it's making a turn, so it shuts the well off when it's making a turn. Anyway, they're all even. They're all even coming out of the VFD. So the VFD is I guess doing what it's supposed to, maybe, and evening out the draw. But what the heck? Why are we getting this weird uneven voltage? Now I'm confused. This might be another You're a Better Farmer Than Me episode right here. Anyway, yeah, that pump's been running for 20 minutes, hasn't kicked out once. It sounds really good too, nice and smooth and just, it's beautiful. Okay, we're gonna walk over here and look at this rain. Dad's on his way up. I asked him to come up and look at this electrical stuff. I don't know if we need to call the power company and ask them why their voltages are so uneven. I don't know if it's a problem. I mean, clearly it's a problem for trying to pull 110 off of it, but is it a problem for my three-phase stuff in the well motor? That's what I'm really concerned about. But anyway, while we're waiting for him, figured I might as well walk over here and check out the rain machine that's really close at the moment, doing some end rows. Watch it make a turn. Let's do that. Sometimes I think following the end rows is a little unnecessary, but it does a pretty good job on most of them. And we got some water on here, so, you know, it's helping, I guess. That is a good thing. Where's that hose at? Let's find our center lane. There it is, right there. You can see, even on these curves, there it ran some over. That's from the center steer tire. That's what I mean. I don't know if it's necessary to, like, I would just run it straight through, but whatever. It's fine. Not a big deal there. Some of this corn's starting to curl a little bit in the heat of the day on the sand, so I'm glad we've been running this, getting water on, even if we haven't gotten the nutrients that I'm hoping. I made some notes where we started it up so that we'll be able to remember, so we know we're making, covering everything basically. I know it may not look like a huge amount of water coming out of there, but that's a lot of water. Sometimes when it's on curves, they don't stay exactly where they're supposed to. It's all right. So it came down one of these passes back here. Let's follow the hose. Follow the runned over corn in the hose. I'm sure you guys are gonna light me up over this run over corn here, but it's not a big deal. Grand scheme of things, guys, it's minor. All right. So right here is where the hose turned, or where it turned. It came from that way. It's going to come back here, and it's actually going to turn and go that way, which is, again, like, why are we getting this 150 feet here. I forget that. And then it's going to come back to here, go that way, and go out and take the 24 rows right along the edge out to the road up there. And I suppose they need it. Whew, it's a hot one. There's a variety change over there. You guys see that? Look how much height difference there is in that variety. We're gonna have to walk over there later, but Dad just drove up, so I'm gonna go show him what's going on with the electrical stuff here. All right, well, Dad agreed with me that those should be even, and so I called our contact with the power company, who I know watches these videos, so somebody get a hold of me and tell me what the heck is going on. But I think they did something wrong with their transformer install or something. I was wrong. Stay tuned to the end, I'll explain. And we're getting too much voltage on one of our legs. Now, I would be really concerned about my well motor, because when you get too much voltage to a motor like that, obviously you can trip stuff. But the VFD is evening them out. It is doing its job. The amp draw and everything is even on the legs, on the wires going to the motor. So I don't think that is an issue. But now I'm concerned about my VFD. I really don't want to blow that up. Those things are expensive. So we'll see if they get it back to me and find out if there's something wrong up there on that pole, because all of this stuff ran last year. That panel, the breaker panel and everything, we had wired into our generator that we had sitting here. So our wiring and everything was working and was good and everything was fine. The only thing that has changed is we added this meter and the transformer so that it's power company power instead of generator power, which should be better, but it's not. So anyway, it's running. Now we're putting fertilizer on, and maybe I don't need that 360 injection pump that I ordered yesterday. We're still gonna get it. We're still gonna get it. It's still a better pump. I was gonna buy it anyway. I was just waiting for an excuse to do it. Something like that. At least that's what I'm telling myself now. It's still a better pump. It's going to be more accurate. It's going to be more precise. It's going to be more reliable. Although this one hasn't been that bad. Although it's not. Yeah, I mean, I had to rebuild it last year because it wasn't working. Dang, that's frustrating. Ugh. Oh well. I'm going to drive around the other side of the field, get out on the road where it's closer to that other variety. We're going to walk out there and look at it. But this corn's growing so fast. We were up here like 2 days ago. 2 days ago. It was waist high on me. 2 days. 2 days. You guys, look at this. This leaf is touching my chin. 2 days ago, it was waist high on me. I'm going to find a screenshot. Here's a screenshot from 2 days ago when we were in this field starting to rain up. Unbelievable how much this corn has grown. Same field. Same. I'm going to go over there so you can see the difference just on the height of the wheels and the machine there. But should we do a grow stage? We should do a grow stage. This corn is enormous. Wow. Found a plant with a bottom leaf. There's our rounded bottom leaf. It's still got some green on it. That's amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is V9. We've looked at V9 corn that's not this tall. Like, yeah, it's good. It's good. This is good corn. I'm happy. Happy. And we haven't even gotten here with the second shot of water yet. Like, this has gotten 1 shot of water like 3 weeks ago. We just keep getting rain, so. Oh, it's gonna be a long walk to get over there. We'll go back out to the end rows that kind of angle over. So right now we're running half speed because it's filling in a little backbone, the little mini backbone it made to do these end rows here. So there's water coming out all the drops. And it's not really following rows because it's going across the rows right now, but it's still watering it. I was curious if our water would have a tinge of black to it or not from all that Ultramate zinc that we've got, the humic acid in our injection. It's not. I didn't really think it would be. I mean, you got to remember how much water we're putting on here, right? There's about 8,500 gallons of water per acre going on at 3/10. And so we're putting 1 gallon of humic acid into 8,500. You're not gonna notice it. And you don't. Oh, it's beautiful. Cold water. Okay, so now it's about done with its backbone, so it's going to shut the outside rows off here. And now, out here, yeah, you can see it's already watered here. And it'll water the inside on its way back. Horn's not quite as tall here. So you can get it off these spots on the end rows, but look at that. Beautiful. From now on, it gets way more difficult to come out and see this thing run. They should do all their field days in June, not August, because it ain't gonna be no fun to come out here and look at this thing in the future. Okay, the outside rows are off now. And there's a whole lot more water coming out. You're off a little there, drop. Get yourself centered. Get me all wet. All right. Corn's not quite as tall here as it was over there where we were standing, but it is growing. I'm getting out of here. It's too hot to be out here. An interesting thing to note, you can't see it real well from here, but there's a variety change right over here. And I was wrong. It's not 11V76 over there. It's 12U. I forgot I had a strip of some 12U, and then it's 11V on the other side. But this stuff that we're in now and goes all the way out to the north to the road, that is the 14B32. Now that corn is supposed to be absolute giant, like super tall enough that I was concerned about putting it under the rain, but my agronomist assured me it would be fine. But the 12U's got a foot on it right now. Like, it's way bigger, and I don't know if that's just how it grows early in the season and the 14B will keep growing until it's taller or what, but surprising. Oh man. It's butt sweat on you. That's why you can't see. It's butt sweat on the camera. Hold on. That's a little better. I had a few boxes in the barn down to the farm there yet, so since I had the trailer all hooked up and nothing to do, I figured I might as well move those down here. I got a couple of customers to pick boxes up from yet. I might go and try and get to one of them tomorrow. But we'll see. Anyway, I got these ones down here. We're getting down towards the end of it, and I've got another truck scheduled for next week, hopefully, to get another full load of them out of here. Oh, it's still bad. And then those corn returns, we got to get that figured out. Get a truck lined up to get them taken back, so getting close. Ah, it's so hot. All right, guys. Well, I was hoping our lawnmower's leaking hydraulic fluid. So we're trying to figure out what's going on there and cleaning it up a little bit. I'm going home. Thanks for watching. I don't know what's going on tomorrow. We might get a planter out in the morning and try and winterize it. We might go pick up some boxes. Tomorrow night, I'm going to a Mud Hens game. Toledo, minor league baseball. So that'll be good. But yeah. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. We'll see you probably tomorrow. All right, it has probably been 5 or 10 minutes at least in this video since the internet electricians lit me up for what we talked about earlier today. But I've done a little research. I've got to talk about this a little bit more. So, backstory here. That irrigation system with three-phase power coming from the power company. This is the first time I've ever dealt with that. First time we've ever dealt with 240 volt three-phase from the power company. Okay, we have dealt quite a bit with 480 volt three-phase coming from our generators. That's what I'm familiar with. That's what I have been working with. We also have a phase converter system that is running some 240 volt three-phase, converting it from the single-phase power that we use to run some aeration fans and stuff. Dad wired that stuff up before I was really back at the farm, so I haven't messed with that a lot, so I wasn't super familiar with it. But I do remember them talking about what they call the wild leg, or one leg, the generated leg could be a little bit different voltage. But I've done some research in trying to figure out what's going on here, and it turns out that when you have three-phase power from the power company, specifically what we have up there, because we have 2 transformers, which confused me. I was like, oh, we need 3 transformers, but no, we need 2. And so what we have is called 240 volt, 3-phase, open delta with a high leg 3-phase, open delta, basically. And so what that means is that from 2 of the phases to ground, you get 120 volts, or it was 125 for us. From the other phase to ground, you get 208. That's exactly what we've got. The power company didn't do anything wrong. They just didn't tell us. I didn't know that's how it was going to be, because that's not how it was coming off of our generator. When we were generating 3-phase, 480 volts, all the phases to ground were the same, I'm pretty sure. And so nobody told me. I didn't know. I didn't know that you were going to get 208 to ground on one of the legs, and essentially it's not an issue until you put some single-phase breakers in that panel, which is what we did to run our single-phase stuff there. 2 of them were fine. The other one happened to hit that high leg and was getting way too much voltage, which we found out today. So everything is correct. That's how it's supposed to be. I just didn't know it. And I know that I'm probably already a bunch of you had said, hire electrician, you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, clearly I didn't know what I was doing because I hadn't never dealt with it before, but I'll never learn it if I don't deal with it and figure it out. Like I figured it out. It just took a little research and doing it. And so we've got it. I know what I need to do now. I mean, we've got it running. It's working exactly like it's supposed to at this point. The pump that I'm going to get, that 360 pump, is 3-phase. So it will use a 3-phase breaker, use all 3 of those phases. Also, what I was concerned about at this point was having that high voltage on one of those legs being a problem for the motor in the well or the VFD. It's not, because phase to phase, the voltage is always going to be 240. It's only when you go from phase to ground that you have that difference on one of the legs, and it's not an issue. It's how they're designed. So, yeah, I guess we're okay. I learned something new today, and we're watering corn and we're putting nutrients on. So all is good. Go ahead, leave your comments. But I learned it. We figured it out. It's okay. One more thing before I wrap this up. Last year we ran that on 240 volt. I said we'd been doing it mostly on 3-phase. Hi, sis. Which is true for the grain system stuff. But we did. There's which generator did we use? On the one generator, there's a knob. You just change it to go from 480 to 240 volt 3-phase. It's not hard. On the other generator, you just plug in a different wire or lugs on the back. So everything ran fine last year. Apparently there is no wild leg. There couldn't have been, otherwise we'd have been blowing breakers all the time. So like I said, I learned something. Anyway, have a great night. Tell them bye, sis. You get your Daisy. Yeah. See you guys.